And scene. 1 hour. Morning, Trainiacs. Friday morning, really easy recovery spin, 60 minutes, averaging 91 watts. Nothing to share, nothing to talk about. We are, however, gonna start putting out some race-specific efforts, getting ready for Coeur d'Alene, maybe even racing this weekend. So we are gonna walk through setting up the bike for a race today. Also, these Scody two-piece cycling shorts, they're like the mom jean versions of cycling shorts. They come up real high, cover up the love handles so that you don't get that little crack a day in between the jersey and this. Never seen that. I like. Come on, guys. Let's get the bike ready. Come on. Okay, so let's get, oh, wait. All right, I'm back. Hard to talk about setting up a bike without the water bottle. Okay, so half Ironman, Coeur d'Alene, about 2 weeks away. This weekend, the plan is to do an Olympic distance race that's just outside the city. And I'll do that basically as like the last key race simulation kind of prep. That's gonna be really good for getting the half Ironman cobwebs dusted off the legs. A little bit of speed work, fair bit of bike volume, gotta practice the nutrition, gotta practice setting up the bike. So what I did today was I calculated, first off, how much nutrition I need during the race. If you haven't ever heard about this before, you can go to triathlontaren.com/triathlon nutrition guide, and there's a calculator that I built years ago that I've got available for a free download there, that you put in your weight, you put in your race distance, you put in how long you think it'll take, and it calculates the amount of calories that you're going to burn, and then the amount of calories that you've got to consume in the race. So in my case, I need to replace somewhere around 500 calories. How I'm gonna go about that is, I'm gonna have 2 packages of Scratch for my electrolyte drink in the water bottle. I'm gonna have 1 package of blocks from Goo in my back pocket during the ride. I'm gonna have 1 gel that I'm gonna take at the beginning of the run, and I'm gonna have 1 gel right at the start of the race. In a perfect world, you don't have to carry anything, but this is triathlon. It's not a perfect world. We've got to carry a lot of stuff on our bike or in our pockets. So as far as liquids go, I'm a little bit spoiled with the Ventum, and I'm gonna be able to put all of the liquids in this top tube here, which actually make the bike more aerodynamic. In your case, the most aerodynamic places to put a water bottle are in between your aero bars horizontally like this, ends up being shrouded by the wind, and essentially that's invisible, or in behind the bike seat like that. And ideally you get a cradle that has the water bottle at about a 45-degree angle like that. And if you have 2 or 1 bottles, essentially those are invisible to the wind. In my case, I don't need these. I was just using these for my long rides, so we take that off. All right, so that takes care of the liquid, but what am I gonna do with the chews and the gel? 1 gel, I'm just gonna take right before the race, toss it aside. Other gel, I'm gonna leave right beside my shoes in the second transition. Grab it, and it's like 1 thing that I have to do. Shoes on, hat on, grab the gel, run. The blocks, before I get my wetsuit on, I'm gonna take these, I'm gonna shove it into my back pocket. So it's basically just waiting for me in transition 1. Take my wetsuit off, nutrition's waiting for me there and there. Nutrition, done. What am I gonna do with that front cockpit, considering that I'm not putting a water bottle there? Well. Something that I've had to monkey around with as I'm dialing in this bike is that the distance from the saddle to the pads, really good. I feel nice and comfortable. But the distance from the pads to the end of the bars, fairly short. My hands, they actually go a fair bit past the end of the bars. Like ideally, the shifters would be up here, and I don't have to go like that to end up shifting. We've got a solution, and a damn good one. So while at Triathlon Business International earlier this year, I met a guy named Matt Steinmetz who owns 51 Speed Shop. And if you take a look at half of the pro pictures on the bike, they're using 51 Speed Shop Aero bar extensions. Matt Steinmetz was a former, I think it was Retool Fit senior fitter, and he fits a ton of the pros. And what he was finding was that a lot of the stock Aero bars that come on bikes, they're standard, they're straight, and they're not very comfortable. In addition to that, what he was finding was when he would go into the wind tunnel, that if you could get yourself into a position more like Jesse Thomas, where your hands were higher as opposed to really low, which was traditionally thought to be more aerodynamic, if you could get them higher, it would actually break that wind up out front instead of creating that big scoop for your body. So these Aero bars here have a really big rise, and the idea is to get your hands up, break the wind, and put them into a more comfortable position. Matt just launched his store, so go check it out at 51-speedshop.com. It's like the first time in ever these Aero bar extensions have been available to the public. So I've got these, store's open, go check them out. Okay, now as far as wheels go, obviously I want to be able to use the disc wheel. I'm going to make a judgment call the morning of, and if the wind is any faster than about, I'd say 25 to 30 kilometers an hour, I'll switch out the disc wheel and go with the shallower wheels. Because I raced a few weeks ago in that duathlon, and the gusts were up to around 50, and at that point, the disc wheel knocked me around enough that I don't think it had any sort of speed benefit because I couldn't control the bike. But it just looks so nice to not use, eh? Starting up here, we have the 51 Speed Shop Extension Aero bar. We got the Wahoo Element bolt there. We got the nutrition for the liquids to come up, and I'm gonna have about 150 to 160 calories in there that I'll sip on. Of course, we got the Shimano Dura-Ace Di2 electronic shifters, the PowerTap P1 power pedals, and then we have these new Shimano Tri shoes. So there we go, Trainiacs. That is the bike setup of the Ventum One with Alto cycling wheels, with Shimano Dura-Ace Di2 electronic shifting, with PowerTap P1 power pedals, with Cobb saddle, with a bicycle makeover decal. Overall, I gotta say, this is by far the most high-end bike that I've ever been lucky enough to ride, but it's also allowing me to make it elegant so that when I go to a race, it's not like I've got to tape a whole bunch of things on, ruining the aerodynamics. This is what it is. That's basically everything that I need. So there you go, Trainiacs. If you aren't already subscribed, hit the subscribe button below. And if you are subscribed and you like said wheeler, hit the like button. Wish me luck.